Okay. Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Buck. Is this, it's a bit low? Okay, can everyone hear me? I think, okay, that's better. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Buck, and welcome to Proposition 7, Evidentiary Methods. My name is Wietkse Maas, and I'm curator for discourse and public programming here at Buck. This is the 5th time that we come together as part of this series of public gatherings running through the course of the exhibition Forensic Justice, which I hope most of you or all of you have had a chance to see or will be able to have a chance to do so before the exhibition closes 27th of January. And this exhibition is being curated by the Buck team in conversation with forensic architecture, and it's featuring several recent investigations by Forensic Architecture, the London-based research agency. And some of these investigations we will be talking about tonight. Now, Proposition 7 is part of a larger ongoing series entitled Propositions for Non-Fascist Living. And it's through this series that we are seeking ways how art can be an accomplice in how we assemble together in our contemporary predicaments. And in this assembling, such as what we're doing today, we want to ask how we can very practically forge tactics, alternative scenarios, and relations that can enable us to take action in and against the pernicious resurfacing of fascisms in the political and cultural layers of our social life. And now this public program specifically is organized in the framework of this exhibition, Forensic Justice, and it's conceived in collaboration with Amsterdam-based architectural theorist Nick Axel. And it's a series of gatherings that focuses on several evidentiary methods or techniques used by forensic architecture, and to look at how similar tactics are brought to bear in activist, artistic, and political practices and struggles in other local contexts in the Netherlands, but also internationally. Now, tonight we will delve into how sensing is an evidentiary method used to fathom environmental crimes and confront corporate perpetrators of these crimes. Evidence, whether gleaned remotely through, say, for instance, satellite images or directly from eyewitness testimonies, must be rendered into tangible, sensible information. We will look at and hear about some of the methods by milieudefensie and forensic architecture that attempt to make sense of the otherwise very diffuse and slow violence of ecocide. Both cases presented tonight speak about the effects of ecocide on human and non-human life worlds. Ecocide is the destruction of a natural environment, yet it does not occur solely in the frame of a single catastrophic event, such as a war, an oil spill, a forest fire, but it finds expression also in the aftermath of these events, in the ongoing decimation of the forests or farmlands. Ecocide therefore unfolds over space and time, and as such is also an indirect form of violence, impossible to catch in a single image. It is therefore, it must be sensed through a composite of different scales and modes of image production and evidentiary matter. So we'll have 2 presentations, each roughly a half an hour, followed by a collective discussion moderated by Nick. And first up will be Hilde Bronsema. And Hilde is a filmmaker and avid campaigner working for the NGO Milieudefensie in Amsterdam, which in English is known as Friends of the Earth Netherlands. She will present one of the 2 cases against Shell that she is working on at Milieudefensie, and which has been a case that's been going for 10 years with 4 Nigerian farmers to take legal action against Royal Dutch Shell due to oil spills from damaged pipelines that have destroyed the farmlands and fishing ponds of the farmers. This has had instantaneously devastating effects and has altered the inherent biodiversity and the survival of the local population over a longer duration. And directly after Hilda will be Samana Moafi, who is based in London and a researcher at Forensic Architecture. And she has been coordinating investigations, namely on environmental violence and climate change, including the investigation Ecocide in Indonesia on the 2015 forest fires in Kalimantan and Sumatra, which she'll talk about today, and how this investigation pertains to the wider research project center, wider research project of forensic architecture called Centre for Contemporary Nature. Now, both Ecocide in Indonesia and Centre for Contemporary Nature are featured as part of the exhibition on the mezzanine. In Ecocide in Indonesia, forensic architecture has been looking at how to use remote sensing in a different way, not only by relying on one source of satellite imagery that is a static moment recorded in time, but to suggest how other hybrid forms of satellite imagery might better grasp the movement of the forest fires over time. So, before I hand the floor to Hilda, just a couple of technical remarks. The evening is being filmed and will be made available on our BUCK website in the coming weeks. As we will run through the presentations and then proceed to the collective discussions, hold on to any questions that you have, as we won't be taking questions directly after the presentations, but we'll have ample time for an opening up the discussion in the collective conversation at the end. To conclude, I would like to give a tremendous thanks to everyone of the BUCK team, notably Hidde, Inna and Steffi for bringing this evening to life production, communication and organization-wise, and to Maria and Nick for the compelling conversations in the preparation of this program, and especially Nick for being a leading protagonist in putting this program together. And most importantly, thanks to our speakers tonight for being with us here in Utrecht and your willingness to share your critical insights into your relentless work in making palpable the challenge that Ecocide confronts us with, and that is to think across different scales and toward a planetary environmental truth. Okay, thank you.